When I was 15 years old, I had a dream about a place far away, where giants walked the land and new experience awaits behind every corner. But I could not dream of the things I would see here, because back then, I could not imagine all the things this place has to offer.
We are in South Africa.
The journey from Sweden to South Africa took around 28 hours, which might sound too long for just 7 days on safari, but let me assure you, it was worth every second of it. On our car ride from the airport, we only had to drive about 3 minutes before spotting one of the strangest creatures on this earth, with a tongue that is 40 centimeters long, a neck that is over 2 meters and can weigh up to almost 2 tons. Our first wild giraffe. Its patterns and colors are beautiful, and we're all amazed by the fact that this creature is just chilling close to the airport. We kept on driving towards our hotel. Arriving at the gate, we had to sign some papers basically saying that we are here on our own free will and that we are aware of the risk that an elephant might stamp on us, a lion might eat us, or a buffalo runs us over. You know, just the usual stuff, right? I'm not nervous at all. Then, arriving at the lodge, we were welcomed by the entire staff, singing to us, and then we shook hands and got a personal welcome from each and every one. And our bungalow were right next to the river, with animals walking around us from sunrise to sunset.
The view. This is insane. This is actually insane, Casper. Alright, let's check out the crib. So this is where we are actually gonna wake up. Boom. Just looking out there. I don't know if you can see it or if it's too dark. But this place. My God.
We took an early night to be ready for our first day.
Alright, it's happening. I got my camera, I got my brother, whoops. Mom, dad and grandma is over there. We're gonna go and first bushwalk. Let's do it.
I'm pretty excited over our first day, and we're going out on a bushwalk. We're going to walk just around the area, and the guide shows us tracks on the sand right outside of our balcony, explaining that lions walked there last night, 50 meters from our bedroom window. Yeah, I told you guys, this place is insane.
The first bushwalk is done. We didn't see too many animals. We saw one water buck, no, two maybe, and a few birds, and we saw hippos from far away, but didn't manage to get up close. Anyway, so we're gonna go for breakfast soon, and then we are doing a game drive tonight, and hopefully we're gonna be able to see a lot of things then. So stay tuned.
A few hours had passed, a quick nap, then a lunch, and we were off to our first game drive. The skills of the trackers are unbelievable. Not only the fact that they can see the tracks in the sand, they also see every single small animal and tell us where to look. We're trying to spot animals before them, but that happened very rarely. We had only been driving for about 20 minutes, and that's when we saw our first giant, the African elephant. A fully grown female can weigh up to 3 tons, and a fully grown male can get an incredible weight of 6 tons. Let me just say that again real quick. 6 tons. That is 80 of me in one animal. At first, we only saw one. But our guide told us that we might be lucky because it sounds like there might be an entire herd and there's a water hole nearby. So we started driving to get ready. And then, the most amazing sight. 18 elephants is walking straight toward us on their way to drink water, and we could sit and watch these beautiful animals. Were breathtaking, and even though we saw many animals that afternoon, nothing compares to the might of an entire elephant herd. As a tourist, it is easy to believe that the country that you are in is only sunshine and rainbows because of the things that you see, but we are well aware of the fact that that's not the truth. So on the next day, we want to learn more about the sad and ugly truth about animals living in not only South Africa, but all of Africa that get murdered by poachers. Endangered species like the rhino that gets killed so that greedy people can sell their horns. It's important to not only see the good things in a country as tourists, and also learn about the struggles. So our guide drove us to Moholoholo Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, where animals that have been injured can come to be healed. And then some of them can be released into the wild. They showed us a lot of pictures and videos about the animals that had been trapped in snares, poisoned and shot. I will not be showing those videos here because they are too graphic. Instead, let me show you some of the beautiful animals that had been rescued. On our third day, we started before the sunrise to be able to find some new animals. With high hopes, we started driving with our guide, Nyati. And we were driving for quite some time before seeing a single animal. And then he stopped the car, got out, and looked on the red sand and told us he had found fresh tracks of the king of the jungle. This wasn't the first time one of our guides had told us that they had found lion tracks, so I tried to not get too excited because of the fear of being disappointed. And then, just by the road, we saw a teenage male lion, watching out over the waterhole and enjoying the morning sun in his face. Then just behind him, we saw 2 females relaxing. They say the lion is the most boring animal to watch in the savannah because it has no natural enemy and it's very lazy unless it's hungry. So the lion mostly lies down. And I must say, even though I understand why people say that they are the most boring animals, I was amazed by being able to sit in a car just a few meters away from 3 big lions. After watching them for quite some time, we were all more than satisfied with this morning, but we didn't even get to drive 100 meters before we saw an even more rare sight. Sitting in the grass, we saw a leopard. The leopard got the strength to carry its prey up into the trees to keep it to himself, and I was lucky enough to see this mighty animal walk just past us, just 100 meters from the lions. Unlike the lions, the leopard doesn't stay in the same place for long. I had to hurry to be able to both get the picture I wanted, the video I wanted, and also experience it all live. We only had a few minutes to stay with the leopard before he walked away, but this morning had just become one of the best in my entire life. We just saw lions and leopards. To be able to experience such beauty of nature is so special, and to be able to do it with my family makes it even better. On our way back, my father asked our guide Nyati if he thought we would have any chance to find some buffaloes as well before going back. And Nyati answered that he couldn't promise that the herd were still there, but last night he had seen them not too far away, and since there was a waterhole nearby, he thought that they might have stayed. So we started driving, and just as he had hoped, we found them as well, and hundreds of them. We have now found 4 of the big 5, and all this just before breakfast. When sitting on our bungalow terrace, I can hear the sound of hippos in the river. And then, watching on this other side of the river, an entire herd of elephants was walking by. We managed to count up to 38 elephants that we were able to see from our bungalow. Wow, what an incredible experience. On our 4th day, we went out on a panorama tour to see more of what Mother Earth has to offer and watch some of the beautiful viewpoints, starting with Drakensberg, which is a mountain with spectacular view over the canyon. We had a lot to see, so without wasting any time, we went to see some beautiful cliffs, a rainforest, a place called God's Window, and the biggest waterfall I have ever seen. Coming home, we enjoyed a wonderful 3-course dinner, and we also got to experience some African entertainment. The staff had put on some traditional clothes and started singing and dancing and spreading love all over the place. the last day, and we set the alarm even earlier than before, to be able to experience a different national park that is almost 2 hectares big.
So today we're going to the Kruger Park, which is supposed to be like a lot of savannas, because over here it's mostly bushes, so it's quite hard to see everything. We had to set the alarm for 4 a.m. last night, but yeah, I got my cowboy hat and I'm ready to go.
To maybe, just maybe, be able to find the last of the big 5, the rhino. The Kruger Park has a lot of open areas so that we can see very far, and as soon as we got in we could see, for the first time, different species living together to be stronger in case of a predator coming. We saw many giraffes, and when watching this female right here acting strange, our guide told us that she is actually eating bones from dead animals on the ground to strengthen her own skeleton for the winter. And since the giraffe normally just eat leaves, this is a challenging task for this lady right here. We also got to witness another male giraffe at a waterhole, trying to find time to drink some water. Since there are lions here in this park, the giraffe needs to be careful and not letting his guard down for too long. So we had to sit for quite some time, waiting to see if the giraffe would make a move. After about 15 minutes, he gets down, but he doesn't feel safe enough, so one small sip of water will be it for this time. We kept going to see if we could find the rhino, but our guide found tracks of a lion. So once again, we went to see the king of the jungle, and this time we got lucky and saw 3 lions. But with limited view, we could only see them from far away. And since we had limited time and the clock was ticking, we started to keep going because we didn't have much time left before we had to go home. And then, right next to the road, we saw a big male baboon sitting on a small tree just above the height of the grass. He was keeping watch before signaling to the herd that it was safe. And then an entire flock of baboon walked right next to us, carrying children and searching for some place safe to spend the night. We didn't get to see the rhino, but we saw a lot of amazing creatures during our time here in South Africa. I wish I could stay for at least another week, but it's time to say goodbye. Once again, the entire staff came out to sing to us and thank us for our stay. When I was 15 years old, I had a dream of a place far away, and now I have been able to experience the giants up close. This week has been one of the most incredible weeks in my life, but I already feel ready for my next adventure.